Awesome.
Thank you, Lee.
You want to use this one?
No, I think I'm good now. There you go. Just a little bit of relay. See, I was gone for a day. I can't figure out how to get anything to work. We are ready for our pregame show. He's our manager, Chris Swager. I'm Nathan Bliba, and last interview of the year. Are you sad?
No, not at all. And you say you leave for a day, and everything goes. I left for a week. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Everything was way better when I came back.
I heard I missed an interesting game last night.
Last night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Let's rewind back then to the day before.
That was good.
Because we won 2.
Yeah.
What was that like for you? We had a game July 1st that got suspended, and because of roster moves, DL, one player that retired, out of the 10 guys, including the pitcher, you had to replace 7 of them before we started. I'm guessing that's not something you've ever had to do before.
No, it was the first, and that was by far the longest plate meeting we've ever had. So that was interesting, crossing out, and I think they had like 2 or 3 adjustments,
right,
and we had like 13. So it's very interesting, but it happens. It's a cool thing. And then Nolan Gorman, his first homers.
He's still never homered at home. In a home game.
Yeah, theoretically,
game,
yeah,
right?
technically. And he hit like his first 2 homers in June or July 1st.
July 1st, yeah, before he was even here. Yari hit a home run while he was on the DL.
Yeah.
And we had a guy who retired who got a hit.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you just have all sorts of kind of crazy things when you get suspended games like that. But the important thing is we won both of them.
Yeah, well, when you get spotted 5 runs in a game, that's really good. And then when you have Oviedo pitching, that's even better. So he's been really good lately. And, really the whole season he's made a lot of progress. So I liked our chances in that game. And then, the second game we came out, Sejas was pretty good and we played well. And, yesterday we just learned.
That's right. You mentioned Oviedo improving. What have you seen specifically out of him that's better than it was in the first half?
I think the biggest thing has been confidence. He's kind of come into his own and he started to own his stuff a little bit. He has a good idea of what he needs to work on or what he needed to work on in the beginning of the year. And then I think he really bought into it and he started to see results and then he bought in a little bit more. And it's just been like a really good progression for him, to see what he's been able to do and what he's been able to put together. I mean, the guy's always worked really hard, but I think it's in the right direction right now and he's working on the right things and, he's really getting some tangible results.
You mentioned Gorman's 2 homers in Game 1. He had a pretty important bunt in Game 2 that ended up leading to there was a wild pitch and then a 2-run single. When you got a guy who got the power that he showed in that young kid to have that spot in the game, was that something you put on? He do that on his own? How did that come about?
Rest assured that I will never give Nolan Gorman the bunt.
That's kind of what I thought, but I wanted you to say that out loud.
Yeah, you can just kind of throw that out because, I mean, first of all, for developmental purposes, that's not what's going to get him to the big leagues. If they play, but I also told him after, he looked out there and he laid the bunt down with an extreme shift on, it was a gimme.
Right.
In that situation, late in the game, I know it was the bottom of the 6th inning, but it's really the bottom of the 8th, and we'd kind of struggled to string anything together. So, in that situation, the bunt for hit made sense, but that's going to be something that he has to see that's probably not going to be put on. A little bit of situational baseball there. But I would say 99.9% of the time, we want Nolan to try to drive the baseball and do damage.
Right.
And so I'm not going to mandate that he doesn't do that. If he's able to have the instincts to look out there and do it at the right time, I think that's something that can be a part of his game. That just goes back to what we've been talking about with him being super mature for an 18-year-old right out of high school. Things like that and the ability to see and read the game, that's probably going to be a separator for him in addition to having all the talent and the power.
End of the season, we know we're in the playoffs September 5th with playoff tickets on sale, PeoriaChiefs.com. Let's get that plug in, $9 there for our September 5th home playoff game. You've known that for a while, but now we're into the spot where we're a week and a half away. So you've been in this position before. How do you balance playing these games? We're playing teams that are battling for a playoff spot in the second half, so we respect that entire process, but at the same time, getting ready for our important game on the 5th, 6th, and probably the 7th against Quad Cities.
Yeah, I think part of it is just us trying to balance rest and workload at the same time. We want we've had some guys that have been here all season and some guys that are nicked up. And then, we actually, it's a little bit different this year. We have a lot of new guys.
Yeah, we do.
That have, either just been drafted or just gotten to our team. So it's a very interesting dynamic where, like, we're trying to get them, used to being in our clubhouse and playing here and how we go about things. So, there's a lot of actual, like, managing that's being done that, like, I'm not, like, trying to, like, pump myself here, but it's not on the field. No, I appreciate that. But, just trying to get guys in our team into, like, we're still trying to develop, we're still trying to work on things. And that's the true answer is, hey, we have, 10 games left, something like that, plus a couple playoff games. But at the end of the day, like, we're still trying to develop and get guys to move in the right direction towards what they need to do for the offseason.
We'll be out here against Kane County this week, honoring and thanking our host families. A lot of your players live with our 11 host families. So do you and your wife, and you did last year. What has that program meant to you and to Kendra, and allow you guys, I guess, that little slice of home here in Peoria?
Well, that's kind of what it is it gives us sort of a home life and, that sense of family. And like I said, like you said, I've been with the Oberys for 2 years, and this year my wife came and we stayed together. And it's just been great. We feel like a part of their family. I don't want to speak for them, but I think they feel the same way. Those are relationships that we're going to have for the rest of our lives. I had the host family experience as a player as well. Still keep in touch with host families that I have. So I think that's, a special thing that we do and that we can do, and I think it helps our players tremendously. Just with all of the adjusting that goes into, being young and in their first full season or in their first season of professional baseball, to not have to worry about what you're doing at home. That really, really, really helps them.
Did you see that Adam Jones story from Wisconsin last week when the Orioles played the Blue Jays? Danny Jansen of the Blue Jays was his host family when he was on the Timber Rattlers.
That's awesome.
So they were up there going head to head, and I don't know that we're going to have that happen now with any of our host families who have 10, 11, 12-year-olds that'll play pro ball in 10 years. But they got a nice reunion. He posted a picture of them eating like pancakes together on his Instagram from 2004, and now they're playing against each other.
Yeah, no, that's great, and that's one of those things that's the great thing about minor league baseball and baseball in general, or those type of stories. So, I mean, hopefully we can make maybe not that exact memory, because that's like probably 1 in a million, but like something like that. The relationship that's being built, those are really cool for our guys.
Throw you on the spot. What'd you get your pitching coach for his birthday?
That's not something I'm willing to broadcast over the air. I gave him a big hug. Did
you sing to him?
Huh?
Did you guys sing to him? Anything? Nothing?
No, Kale's not a real emotional singing guy. Yeah, he's very straightforward and
he's sharing his birthday with Homer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Homer's birthday.
Yeah.
So we'll sing to Homer, and I believe it's the 5th inning.
Do you want me to throw Kale out there? In the middle of the inning?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll try to make that happen. I don't know. He's pretty big.
I'm sure he's shaking his head at us now.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
that's on you.
No, you know what? We'll get Frank to do it.
Oh, there you go.
That's what we'll do. Yep,
Strength and conditioning coach of the year. He can do it, right? We got it all covered.
Yeah, it's actually funny. Instead of referring to him as Frank, I've just been referring to him as, hey, strength coach of the year, could you do this for me?
That's great.
Yeah, I think it's starting to annoy him, but that's okay.
But that's what we do.
Yeah, it's just reciprocating.
That's right. These jerseys, you always model for me. So these jerseys were auctioned today, raising money for the Chiefs Scholarship and Grant Fund here. So you can go online, chiefs.gesture, gesture.com, bid on these jerseys. Our players are going to sign autographs on the concourse. Then they'll be down here with the jersey auction. So go bid on the number 8, get the Chris Swagger autographed jersey. Game worn, sweated in 90 days.
Oh, yeah, you definitely going to want to wash this one.
Get the full experience
We haven't even
today.
started the game, and this one needs to be washed.
That's right. Thanks for your time today. Thanks for your time all year. Appreciate it. And we'll see you the rest of the week. Well, I'll see you the rest of the week, but thanks for being on here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Nate.
All right, Chris Swagger, our manager. We get ready for the game number 3 of this homestand. Thanks for joining us here at Dozer Park on this Sunday afternoon.